I'm going to do a little bit of a pump session, although I'm not expecting much of a pump. We'll have a look and then we'll decide how many carbs are going to go in over sort of the next 48 to 60 hours before I get on stage. And we'll adjust it from there. We will set a plan, but that plan can be manipulated. It will change potentially if I start to fill out fast, or I'm not filling out fast enough, or I'm starting to hold water. Things will be manipulated to adjust for that. The flight as well. I've never really struggled too much holding water on a flight. And I'm going to get most of my meals in before I fly. Sort of like I'm going to get 4 carb meals in today post-workout. I'll get a further 4, possibly 5 before I fly, 3 o'clock tomorrow. And I'll try and sleep on the first plane to Doha, Dubai for 4 or 5 hours. And then I'll probably have a meal when I land, a meal just before I take off to the Philippines, and then try and sleep again on the next flight, and maybe just have 1, possibly 2 meals on that flight, and then start the carb loading process again as I land. So I'll try and use the flights as more of a sleep time and kind of get on to Dubai, Philippines time as well, which is 7 hours in front. So that's the plan for that. Yeah, so it's been 6 weeks, but it's been 100% up. Not too much, not too down. I've experienced that with clients this year who've been like, oh, I've only been having 4 meals, I've not really wanted the 5th meal, and I did a bit extra cardio this morning, and the bodies have ended up tired, drained, and I've had to drag them back off cardio and increase their food 10, 14 days before a competition, because the body's so tired and drained. And you know, they came in good, but could have been better. And it's all a learning process for me and for them. And it always will be. The day you stop learning is the day, you know, you either think you know it all, and then you've lost at that point. You know, you really need to be an open book to learning. Obviously, you'll know your body if you've been doing it for a while, and you kind of know what works. We'll be open to change, because unless you know you're coming in 100%, which I don't think anybody does it all the time, then there's still lessons to be learned constantly in bodybuilding and in life in general. So we managed to get ready in 6 weeks. My body fat is getting checked today. My last caliper readings for 9 points, which include chest, bicep, tricep, subscapular, suprailiac, abdominals, thigh, lower back, calf, were 42 millimeters. That was roughly 10 pounds ago, so I've lost 10 pounds since then. Anything below 40 millimeters is pretty damn lean. The lowest caliper readings I took this year off anyone, 37.5 millimeters. I'm just trying to beat that. The lowest body fat reading I took on anyone was also this year, and that was 4.95%. The previous lowest that I'd been was 5.05. Now you can say these numbers are accurate, and I agree. There's no accurate way of doing it other than a DEXA scan, and I think most people are going to be who are shredded 6 to 7% on a DEXA scan. But it's relevant to the fact that I've measured my body fat before, so I can monitor my progress. So we're going to find out today what that is. I'm 100% leaner than I've ever been before, and I think my lowest reading was 38.9 millimeters when I was 5.05%. I'm actually at a slightly heavier body weight than that because that was 2 years ago. So I have added muscle since then. So I'm definitely going to come up with a sub 5% reading on the 9%, which has only ever been done once before by anybody. And I've prepped dozens and dozens and dozens of good bodybuilders. So I'm looking forward to results on that. Looking forward to Saturday. It's great to go and travel the world. 15th country. 3 continents. I was hoping to look at doing South Africa or Australia, but so I can get 5 continents in eventually. I'll have to come at another point. So Philippines, Saturday, they really looked after me there, PCA Philippines. Picking me up at the airport, got me a room. Absolutely brilliant going abroad, the way you're treated, the way you run the shows. It's all about the bodybuilders, especially, well, every federation to be honest with you. PCA is great here, at home, elsewhere, China. But most of the shows that I've been to abroad can't do enough for you. Put food on for you. I will take my own food, just so it's weighed and measured, especially with being diabetic. I need to make sure it's right. But generally, they can't do enough for you, looking after you. And it's usually an amazing team atmosphere. This one's just going to be me and Warren Dyson, PCA official. So not quite the same team atmosphere as we had in China, or when I've gone away with WABA to Venice and Budapest and Finland, and when I've been away with the NAC to Greece, Cyprus, when I've been with the IBFA to Rome, Supri, but it's going to be good anyway. That's what I do. I'm probably never going to, compete at the Olympia. I'll be earn a professional wage from bodybuilding, but if I can get some travelling in, enjoy my experiences, experience some different cultures, then that's brilliant. It's thanks to all the federations, in this case the PCA, for giving me that opportunity to go and do that. So it's been a 6-week prep, so far so good. Shows coming up, coming back to the UK. I land Monday evening. Not spending too much time away. I'll get a full day in the Philippines on Sunday. Maybe have 1, 2 just off-plan meals a little bit. Allow myself that. Straight back on plan. I'm going to try and take enough food to get me back. Most of the meals. Straight back on plan when I arrive. PCA Cumbria on Sunday, Ian Chambers' show. Looking forward to that. Sunday the 23rd of September. And then shows coming up. Potentially